So you've probably heard of the Roomba by now. You know, it's that circular robotic vacuum cleaner that claims to clean your entire house without you having to lift a human finger. You may know the little guy as DJ Roomba from Parks and Recreation.
DJ Roomba, tearing it up!
Or from the deep corners of YouTube where cats ride it like it's their personal chauffeur. The Roomba has been around for almost 2 decades, and basically anybody who uses it swears by it. Wow, that is so much hair. Whose house is this? Chewbacca's? So what is the 5-star fuss all about? People are obsessed with this really quite expensive robotic vacuum cleaner, and some people even say that it's changed their life. And to that I say, really? So what I'm gonna find out today is the Roomba actually worth the hype? Here, girl. Come here, girl. Enter the Roomba 960. This is the second most advanced model on the market right now. She's kind of cute, isn't she? I shall name her Rosie. Rosie the robot. Something that can't be ignored is the Roomba's exorbitant price, sitting pretty at around $900. Time is a luxury for adults with responsibilities, and the Roomba is set to free up a lot of that time while banishing dust bunnies in the process. So I'm gonna test this baby out in a household of happy chaos, in a space where she can really roam free, to see if it really lives up to the hype. This is Paula.
Hey, come in.
Hi. She lives in a 3-story urban house in Toronto with her husband, teenage daughter, and exceptionally cute dog, Charlie. He was pretty happy to see me. This is an A+ dog, 10 out of 10. But wait, I'm not here to review this pupper. I gave Paula the Roomba 960 to test out for a few days to see if it made her busy life any easier. And now I'm back here to test it out for myself. First, I set up Rosie. It was pretty easy. All you have to do is plug in the home base and place the Roomba on top. The Roomba comes half charged, so technically you're good to go at this point. Just press this giant hard-to-miss clean button and off it goes. The unique thing about the Roomba 960 is that it has an app that lets you schedule cleaning times and lets you know when it's done. And it maps out your home using a camera on the top so you can see the spots that it's missed. Kind of sounds like a truck backing up. This is a little camera that it uses to detect extra dirt and avoid obstacles. It's kind of creepy. But don't worry, they say they're not watching you. But just keep that in mind if you're wary of an upcoming robot apocalypse. They'll know where your bedroom is. Nowhere is safe. So I put Rosie through 3 tests at Paula's house in only slightly manufactured situations to see how it did. When it comes to household dirt, usually the first culprits are the furry family members.
It's not a treat.
At first, Rosie just pushed Charlie's hair around, but eventually she sucked it right up. Sorry, Charlie. Secondly, I had to see how well Rosie could eat up some ordinary food spillages. It's breakfast time. Who's hungry? This is for you, Rosie. Feed you real well. At first, it left a trail of crushed Cheerios and its little edge brush even swatted some away. I really thought it was going to disappoint, but the thing is that the Roomba doesn't clean like a human would. It doesn't have opposable thumbs or free will, thank God. And so it went on its way and did its thing. But it usually goes over surface areas a couple of times, and the point is to leave it going and do your own thing. Yeah, you've missed 1, 2, 3, 4 spots. What do you have to say for yourself? Regardless of my judging, she eventually came back to finish the job pretty nicely. Also, if you do notice that it's totally skipped over some crumbs and you don't want to wait for it to make its way back, you can pop it over the mess and press the spot clean function, which also does as advertised, though you risk some more swattage, a word I just coined. So the Roomba picked up Cheerios pretty well, but this is what she did to the carpets in the kitchen. We're gonna go upstairs and do the real carpet test to see how she fares. Vacuuming over rugs can be a nuisance for regular machines with humans behind the wheel. The Roomba 960 doesn't have carpet boost functionality like the more expensive model, the 980, so it won't be the best choice for a carpet-heavy household. But even with my extensive lint setup, it made it onto the rug and persevered through the shaggy tufts of... Wait, is Just kidding, no pups were harmed in the making of this video. This is all that is left after the lint carnage. Shagadelic, baby. How much dirt can the Roomba actually pick up in a standard room? Start the clock. So the Roomba just cleaned this entire room. It collected so much fur that we could probably make a whole other Charlie out of the clump of fur that it picked up. This is after one room for 20 minutes. That's disgusting and really impressive at the same time. I ran the Roomba through its paces, but what did a real homeowner think of the robot vacuum?
I was impressed. I mean, to be honest, I didn't think it would necessarily work as well as it did in my house. You know, I have kind of a smaller urban house. I don't have a ton of floor space, but it did a pretty good job kind of maneuvering around my furniture, cleaned under the bathtub. And to tell you the truth, I don't even clean under my bathtub on a weekly basis.
Do you think it saved you time or effort?
I think it did. I mean, when I first used it, I was kind of watching it to see how it would work. But then I very quickly thought, you know what, let me get on with things. So I threw a load of laundry in. I went downstairs, did some dishes. So it was really nice to be able to do something else while my floors were getting vacuumed.
Was there anything that let you down?
I'd say the only thing that let me down really is the fact that the Roomba can't fit into spots it can't fit into, right? So there were definitely spots like maybe around the toilet or kind of behind doors where, you know, it's not naturally going to be able to get into those spots. So those spots were just left undone.
Right, and that's something that if you had a regular vacuum with all the attachments that you could get in there.
Exactly.
Do you think that the Roomba is worth the hype?
I'd say it is. It's a pretty cool machine, right? Kind of seeing it in action, seeing it how it really can kind of sense and map out your floor space and really kind of make sure that it's covering kind of a full room. You know, seeing that it doesn't topple down the stairs, seeing that it can maneuver around furniture really well and under furniture. It was pretty impressive to watch.
So, final question. Do you think robots are going to take over the world?
You know what? If a robot wants to take over my vacuuming and my laundry and cooking my dinner, I'm all for that. But no robot dogs, right, Charlie?
Does the Roomba work as advertised? Yes. Does it live up to the hype? Yes, both in cuteness and effectiveness. The little guy eats up dust bunnies, leaving your house a lot cleaner without you having to do the work. There's definitely a learning curve. You have to get used to its quirks, its kind of loud noise, and every once in a while you might have to rescue it like it's a lost pet. But the idea is that eventually you get used to leaving your floors clear of stuff that'll trip it up. So you can schedule it when you're at work or just not at home and come home to a dust-free house. $900 is not a cheap sum for something that'll only last you between 3 and 5 years depending on how much you use it. Whether or not it's really worth the price depends on how much time you spend cleaning your floors and how much time it'll save you to not have to do that anymore. It also really depends on your space. Would I find this product useful in my 500 square foot apartment? Probably not. There are cheaper models with fewer fancy capabilities. But if budget is your #1 priority, then skip the Roomba and its pricey competitors. They all cost hundreds of dollars. If we're talking about hype alone, the Roomba gets my vote. Hey, what about you, huh? What do you do to earn your keep? Sit around and look cute? It's not enough, man. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon so you can get a notification next time we post a video. I'm gonna go walk Rosie now. She's really high maintenance.